Hi everyone, I'm Gina from Gina K Designs and your host of StampTV. Today on StampTV, I want to show you a pretty card project that uses stamps and coordinating dies. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need to make this card project. First, you're going to need some stamps, and the stamps that I've chosen are from the Birthday Blessings stamp set. Then you're going to need some ink, and the ink that I'm going to use today is the Gina K Designs Innocent Pink ink and the Gina K Designs Fresh Asparagus ink and some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. You're also going to need a sponge dauber or some other type of sponging tool. You're going to need some coordinating dies, and these are from the Birthday Blessings stamp set. Well, they coordinate with the Birthday Blessings stamp set. This is the Birthday Blessings die set. Then you're going to need a ruler and either a pencil or an erasable pen, and I happen to have one of the friction erasable pens that I'm going to use. You're going to need a score buddy or some sort of scoring device, some adhesive, and some cardstock. And the cardstock I'm using today is our Gina K Designs Innocent Pink, some of the black Onyx, and a piece of our heavy base weight white cardstock. Now, I've chosen the heavy base weight, even though you can probably get away with the layering weight for this card. I kind of like the heavier cardstock for this particular type of technique because when you see what I do with the dies, you're going to want the cardstock to be nice and sturdy. Okay, so I have a piece of cardstock here that is cut to 6 inches, and then this way it is, let's see, it's 5 3/8 of an inch. And I'll have all of the measurements under the screen at StampTV and also on our YouTube channel. So I'm going to turn the cardstock so that the cardstock is on the 6-inch line there. So it's 6 inches. Got a little dust on it. Now, what I want to do first is I want to take either my pencil or my erasable pen and a ruler, and I want to put this ruler up on the 3-inch line, like that. And then I'm going to draw a line right down that piece of cardstock. Now, some of you might ask, why don't you just score it there? Well, I don't want that indentation there yet because I'm going to do a little bit of stamping over that line. So I'm going to put this pen away and the score buddy for a second. And now I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to start with this bold flower, and I'm going to use some of the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. You can use the Gina K Designs ink for this too. I just happened to grab this one because I thought I was going to color with some alcohol markers, and I decided not to, but I already had this over here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one over the line, kind of like that. So you can see that green line going through it. Now I'm going to stamp a couple of leaves. Let me move the black out of the way and grab my fresh asparagus. Now you can also use this leaf, which is the little sprig of 5 leaves if you wanted to. And I did that on my sample card, which I'll show you when I'm done. But I'm going to try and see how it looks with this leaf too. Sometimes it's fun to mix them up and try a couple different things. Okay, so this one I'm going to stamp here, like that. And I'm going to stamp another one right here, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp the greeting. And the greeting that I've chosen is this very fancy happy birthday greeting. And I'm going to do this one also in the Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to stamp it right here, but below the line. Let's see. Turn that around, and we'll stamp that one right about here. Like that. Okay. Now I want to add the bird stamp, and the bird, I'm actually going to perch him on top of that happy birthday greeting so that he looks like he's kind of just standing right on it. And again, I'm going to use some of the black ink for that. And I'm going to try to line up his feet so they look like they're right on that happy birthday loop there. Okay. So now he's standing up on there. And if you have some other smaller flowers and stuff, you can certainly add those. Let me add one of these leaves and see how it looks. I may not like it once I'm done, but I'm going to try it anyway. Let me clean this one because my fingerprints have been all over it. Okay. I'll put the black ink away for now. Stamp a little bit of that over here, like that. Maybe kind of coming down. Nah. Well, you can always add some coming in, too, from the other side, like that. Let's leave it like that. That looks pretty. Okay, so now that I've done that stamping, let me get rid of that ink, I'm going to erase my line. And if you've never tried the friction pens, they're really fun. You can get them on Amazon. They're erasable pens. They're my favorite pens for my calendar and my planner. It's really a nice thing to have a pen that you can just erase rather than have to cross out or get the white out. And it won't mess up your stamped image either, which I really like. Okay. So there we go. So now I've erased the green, and now I'm going to get my Cuttlebug ready here. And of course you can use the new Cheery Lynn Designs machine, which I just love, but this one was real close, so I just grabbed this today. I'm having a little memory problem today. I can't remember what I need, and I brought all the wrong things over, but you'll get the idea. Okay, now I'm going to put this... Actually, you know what? Let me put that line back on there. I shouldn't have erased that line first, and I'll show you how easy this is to do. So if you erase the line, you don't have to start over. You can put the line back on there. I still can kind of see it, but I really want it to be precise. So let me just put it back. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the line right there. Okay. I'm not going to draw over the whole thing, though. I'm just going to kind of put a couple guides there. All right. So don't erase the line yet. If you're doing this with me or you're going to do this next, keep the line there while you do this part. Okay. So now I'm going to do an A and a B plate, and I'm going to lay my image down, and I'm going to put these dies onto these images. So I have the bird here and the flower. Let's find that little indentation so I can place that easily. There we go. Okay. So now with the flower and the bird dies in place, I'm going to slip my C plate into the machine, and I'm going to put the edge of the C plate right on that green line, like that, to hold the dies down. So I'm only going to be partially cutting these dies. It's not going to cut past that plate. So now I'm going to run that through. Go back, maybe a little bit more, just to be safe. Okay. Now I'll show you what that did. Remove these dies. What we have here is the flower cut out and the bird cut out, but not completely. You see that? Not completely. Okay. Now you can erase those green lines or pencil lines. So we'll erase them again here. going to lay this back onto my score buddy, and I'm going to score on the 3-inch line, but I'm not going to score over my images. I'm going to score up to them, so right there. You can kind of see a little bit of the line left behind, which is actually helpful for scoring. And then right in there. Okay. So now, gently, you're going to poke up the bird, and then push down on that score line. Push down on that score line, poke up the flower. Okay, so now you have the bird and the flower extending above the folded line. And we'll flatten those areas out. But the card is still nice and flat. Isn't that neat? You can see it'll still open. Okay, so now I'm going to color this. I'm going to do that with a sponge and a little bit of innocent pink. So we're just going to rub a little innocent pink over that flower, and we'll do a little bit of innocent pink over this bird. So we'll make them both pink. There we go. So now I have the bird and the flower colored pink. Now you could send this card just like this. It's a cute little card. It's interesting. When they open it up, you can write inside here. But if you want to make it a little bit fancier and you want to add some layers, I have some black onyx here. Now one of my black onyx pieces is cut a little bit bigger than the other, and those measurements will be on the home page of StampTV or on the video page of StampTV and also on the YouTube video. You'll see that right underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the back of this card to this one that's a little bit bigger, and I want to be careful not to put any tape onto these images that are sticking up. All right, that's my first panel. So that's kind of pretty, but then when it stands up, it's a little bit weird because the black isn't in the front too. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to add a little bit of innocent pink in there to hide the holes. This way I can write over the entire thing, or if I want to add a gift card in there, I can do that as well. So we'll pop that in there. Okay. There we go. And then this piece that's just a little bit shorter is going to go right on top of that for the front. So now the front is framed just like the back. So I will tape this here on the inside. And then I'm going to lay that down, this part to match the front, or the back rather, and then close up that card. Well, that wasn't perfect. Let's just move it a little bit. You know how I am. I have to have it, has to be perfect. I'll notice that little tiny edge sticking out forever. Okay. So now I have this cute little card, and then you can see on the inside it's done in innocent pink to match the flower and the bird, and it's got the black on the top and the pink on the bottom, so it all looks finished on the inside. You can stamp a greeting, you can stamp another one of these leaves, maybe in a watermark or a light gray. And that is my finished card project. I hope you've enjoyed today's StampTV video. Stay tuned for lots more inspiration, and thanks so much for watching.